What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel, and today we got the Kingkong second generation ET100. It is the version 2 of the 100mm 2S brushless hoop, but this time we got built-in Betaflight OSD, and that was what was missing on the original ET series of quadcopters by Kingkong. Now this is available with the Spectrum receiver, the FlySky, the Futaba, and also the FrSky receiver versions to choose from. It is a true X-frame configuration with the carbon fiber plate measuring in at 2.5 millimeter in thickness, and it is measuring in at 81 grams. The props that we are given with this one is the 1935 paddle style tri-bladed props, just like the original ET100, but this time we have an end cap holding down the props a little bit more secure. The motors are the same as the original ET100 series. It is the 1103 7800 kV motors, but now we got an upgraded 4-in-1 BLHeli S 12 amp D-Shot ESCs instead of the original 10 amp ESCs, and we also got an upgraded flight controller as well. It is sporting the Betaflight OSD. It is the Pico BLX 3.1.7 firmware pre-installed flight controller, and can you see it? We are able to connect the micro USB port directly onto the quadcopter without removing the canopy this time, so that is just awesome. So let's go ahead and bring out the original ET100 and compare them side by side. So as you can see, it is basically identical, except we got a different canopy now, and we got an end cap on top of the props, but this is sporting the original fly tower system, whereas now this one is sporting the brand new version 2 fly tower system. So let's go ahead and open up the canopies and compare the two. All right, so we got the two quadcopters with both of their canopies flipped over. All you got to do is remove 3 screws from the bottom of the frame here. I believe that was 1 and 2 and 3. Identical, exact same screws in the new model as well, because it is the same exact frame. So taking a look on the inside of the original one here, we just have one wiring harness connecting the canopy to the flight controller, and that is because we have the FPV camera right on the top inside of the canopy. Same goes with the new version of the ET100. We got the FPV camera right inside of the canopy as well. Same exact FPV camera as the original version, the 150 degree field of view 800 TV line FPV camera, but now we have extra wiring going on into the canopy because now we have found a permanent home for the buzzer right on top of the canopy. As in the original one, the buzzer was just hanging out to the side here, as you can see, moving that little buzzer, as you can see that. So we have found a permanent home for the buzzer, as well as now we have an LED light in the back as well. So there is a little bit more wiring going up to the canopy. Now this one is sporting the FlySky receiver. It's the RX2A receiver, and to bind your transmitter to this receiver, it is the same thing. You just hit this bind button, power up the quadcopter, and the receiver will go into a binding mode, and hit that bind button on your transmitter and you are good to go. Now this one has some kind of an additional plate right on the top of the bottom plate. It is a very thin plate, looks kind of like a circuit board. The original one does not have such a board, so those are something new on the Kingkong products. And the new fly tower system has aluminum nuts as well as aluminum standoffs as well, and it is also soft mounted on the bottom. The original one just has a couple of metallic screws or nuts, a couple of plastic screws. The standoffs were made out of plastic, but however on the bottom of the 4-in-1 it was soft mounted as well. So basic same construction for both with upgraded stuff, so that is very nice. So on the bottom of the quadcopter lies the VTX, and this one here is naked without any shrink wrap covering it. It is the same exact VTX that we come to love in all of the ET series and prior Kingkong products. It is the 16 channel 25 milliwatt to 100 milliwatt switchable VTX. It is the Q100 and it comes out of the box already set to 100 milliwatts. And here is the look at the original one on the 100 ET version 1. This one has the shrink wrap covering it. I'm not sure why they didn't put the shrink wrap on this one here, just in case you land on some wet grass or something like that. That will kind of help protect the circuitry on the VTX. So those are some of the differences between the version 1 and the version 2 of the ET100. So let's go ahead and check out what we get in the case with the version 2. Okay, so another difference between the two quadcopters, the version 1 and the version 2, is the angle of the FPV camera. As you can see on the version 1, it's got a 15-degree tilt angle built in. Now take a look at the version 2. It's got a 30-degree tilt angle on the camera. So check it out. Version 1 and version 2. So this one will get you flying a lot faster than the version 1. Alright guys, here is the case that the quadcopter came in. Just like all of the other Kingkong products, it is just awesome. Plastic container, carry handle case. You can put the quadcopter in here and travel with you and just stick it in your backpack or stick it in a box somewhere, and you don't have to worry about anything getting damaged. So it's very, very nice inclusion with the products that Kingkong offers. So let's go ahead and open it up here. And take a look at this. We got some extra canopies to go along with this one. We got a red canopy, the new style canopy, as well as a kind of a translucent black canopy, which looks pretty nice. And we also get the same original ET100 canopy as well, if you want to revert back to the original style of the ET100, which is pretty nice. And this is the battery that we are provided with. It is a 450 milliamp 7.4 volt 80 to 160 C battery. Probably give you about a good 3 to 4 minutes of flight time with this thing. We just get one battery in the box. So here's a little foam piece, and here is a box inside of the case, and it contains a bunch of stuff in here. So let's go ahead and check it out. Here we have a documentation regarding the RX2A Pro receiver. So that is nice in 2 different languages. And we also get some stickers that if you are into stickers, you can stick this on the canopy of the quadcopter. So that is nice. And we also get a bag of goodies containing 2 battery rubber band straps, bunch of screws, and we got 2 full set of those tri-bladed paddle style props. 1 set in yellow and 1 set in white. So nice extra props. And here we have the instruction pamphlet booklet, which goes on to show you everything you need to know how to bind. It gives you all of the listing, and this is a universal instruction pamphlet for the ET100, the ET115, and the ET125. So very nice pamphlet as usual by Kingkong, and check it out. The diagram of the flight controller and everything is included in here. So very, very nice in 2 different languages, I might add. So very, very nice. And that is everything that we get inside of the case. All right, so I would consider the Kingkong ET series, any one of them, version 1 or maybe version 2, one of the best starter racer acro flyer that there is out there on the market, and I have been recommending them over anything else for some time. And the reason is very simple. First, these things have lots of power to get around, even with the 2S, and now you know that these can be flown with the 3S as well. And with the new canopies with the 30-degree tilt angle cameras, they are super speedy as well. Second, if you want to learn how to fly FPV, these are one of the best, and the reason for that is that they are very stable, both in stability mode and also in acro mode as well. And if you get in trouble flying in acro mode, just flick the switch and you are in stability mode or even horizon mode if you set up your switches that way. Third, these guys are some of the toughest quad out there. It is very hard to destroy this quadcopter. Now, I've crashed the heck out of the original ET100 and it still performs as if it is brand new. And might I add, it still is rocking the original props that came out of the box with. So just unbelievably tough quadcopters. Lastly, because it is configurable in Betaflight with its F3 flight controller, you can start learning how to use Betaflight and start configuring the quadcopter to fit how you want it to behave. And now with the new version 2 with built-in Betaflight OSD, you can do that right out in the field as you are flying it instead of hooking it up to the computer every single time. So I have mine bound to the new T12 jumper remote, and it is one of the best reasons to get yourself one of these jumper remotes. And that is because you can bind it to just about any receiver. And if you check the receiver options on the product page and their prices of the new ET series, some are priced slightly higher than the others. And this is the case with some other racers with various different receiver options as well. Some receiver versions are cheaper than the others, may it be FR Sky, Fly Sky, or Spectrum receivers. So you can save money by getting the cheaper one and still be able to bind it to this T12 jumper remote. So that is just about it for this review of the ET100 version 2, the brushless 2S Tiny, or the Mega Hoop by Kingkong. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time.
Bit by bit, creative imagination began to build a new art form.